All right, we're back. So today we got to put the pan back on, and then we're going to pull the drive shaft, unhook all the transmission lines, unhook the transmission, drop the starter. The plan for today is to have this transmission out and flywheel, torque converter, all that stuff off of this one, so it's done. We are also going to measure check the seals. This one needs a front seal and the rear needs a seal. Make sure I got the right axle seals, get that ordered tonight. I wanted to order them a long time ago, but I had to make sure I was gonna get the right one, didn't want to mess that up. So get the seals ordered for the front and rear. Get the, I don't know if I'm going with the new flywheel yet. This one, I mean I don't know. I think it would be all right, but I think we'll probably go ahead and, they're $53. So let's go ahead and get a new one of those coming. Yeah. So get all this taken out, get all that stuff ordered. I do believe I actually got this thing sold. A guy wants it. He has one. He wants a bunch of parts off of it, and I'm fine with that. But I told him not until we get everything I need off of it. So, and if he doesn't take it, well, that's fine. I'll scrap out what I can, have another guy that actually wants it, but he's not paying for it. He'll just take it. And if that's what I have to do, it's what I have to do. Anyways, let's, so I gotta put that pan back on there, get the drive shaft down, and we'll start going. So we got the transmission out, obviously. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting too old for this. Got some cool news that we found out while I was down there. So, double shocks, single shock, but has a spot for the double shock. It's just a smaller shock. So, yes. So what we're gonna do now is we are actually going to grab this and put it on the jack stand. Not the jack stand, transmission jack. And then we're gonna put it underneath there. Gonna mark in here, underneath there, obviously. Mark everything out, cut it, probably not tonight, because I didn't bring my plasma torch, but we'll see. And then we'll find out whether we have to use that pan or not, because we actually may not have to use the pan. We may be just fine the way it is. This sits up higher. This truck is designed, if you get an accident, the motor goes down, the cab goes on top of it. This one, we die like men. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. So I'm gonna put you back on fast mode once we get, you guys don't need to see us lifting that, especially since we cry a lot, me mainly. We're gonna get this picked up, put on there, and then we'll put it underneath the inside. So continuing, we, hi Jerry. We, be nice, Jerry. Yeah. Anyways, so we got the other transmission underneath there. And we got it marked on the bottom, but we're going to come through it today. But what we're going to have to do right now is we need to address this, okay? That's bad. So I got a new one. It might be here. I got a box of parts that came in from Rock Auto, and it may be in, but we'll see. But this wire right here, we're going to have to lift it up, get it out of the way, probably pull that off, and we'll clean underneath it. And we're going to wire these two down, get it paint treated, or treatment. That's what I didn't get. I didn't bring my dang paint. Darn it. That's all right. And we'll get all this right here treated. At least get it rust treated. And I believe Mike is going to be here later today. And well, actually, I forgot my plasma torch. I'm going to go get it too. But we'll get all that cut out. So let's get started. All right, so there we go. Now, if any of y'all ever used this stuff before, don't take all the rust off. I had a bunch of it, so that's the reason why I did the way I did. But it's got to have rust for it to work. It won't work without the rust. So I'm gonna let this dry really, really, really good, and then we will get a probably rag and some cleaner, and we will go through here and clean this up really good, and then we'll throw some paint down on top of it. So we could actually paint it the way it is, but I want to make sure I get all this dirt and dust off of there. And we'll probably just, I don't know what color we're going to paint it. It's going to be underneath carpet. It's going to have yellow signs on top, but yeah, there's this part. Mike will be here in a little bit, so I'll bring you back when Michael gets here. And that's when we're gonna, sorry about that, we're gonna get ready to cut all that stuff out and fit the transmission up in there. So again, if you use this stuff, you don't take all the rust off. You gotta leave some of the rust on there. And as for that wire that you guys saw me struggling with, that's for the seatbelt. And the seatbelt light doesn't work on this thing anyways. So I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna go. First of all, I turned the boost gear off, because tonight we're hoping to have the holes cut and put in there. All right. So we got the rust treated and we got it primered. Now, if you're gonna ask me why I only primered just the bare spots, well, in the future, if I make it big, then I do plan on redoing the pans on this truck. I'll probably do them anyways, but because I'm pretty sure I'm never going to make it big, but that's all right. I'm having fun. But for right now, we're just going to put metal over them. But when we do that, we'll really paint the inside. So we got this going. Here is the metal we're actually going to use for it. And then we got Sir Billy. Well, hindsight's always 20/20. So without doing a cab swap, as in cab frame swap, it's not going to work. The transfer case is not going to fit. The transmission's not going to fit. Well, the transmission will fit, but not four-wheel drive. So
we're keeping the 5-speed, but 2-wheel drive.
Exactly. We're going to keep the 5-speed, but go 2-wheel drive. So I got to call a junkyard tomorrow because we're going to see if we can't trade this transmission with the transfer case for just a same thing, but just 2-wheel drive transmission, and see what they'll say. And either they'll swap or they won't. If they won't swap, then I'll buy a new tail cone and output shaft, which costs more, but maybe selling
The transfer case.
the transfer case and the front axle and stuff like that will be better. But yeah, it's disappointing, but it's all right. Leaving her 2-wheel drive is fine. Just my whole thing is I wanted the 5-speed, and that's what we're going to keep. We're going to keep the 5-speed because then I get the overdrive, so I get the fuel mileage, which is a lot better.
But it also cam, so that kind of eliminates itself.
Micah, shush. The Delta talking over here. It'll get better mileage with the 5-speed compared to the automatic that I had.
Yeah, because you were missing like 2 gears.
I was only like maybe 5 gears, but
It's only a 3-speed with overdrive.
either way, so it's sticking up higher right now than what it will be when we put the cross member underneath there and lower it down. But that's what actually got us all going on this, is we tried to stick cross member underneath there and figured out that we're way too
Narrower.
and nothing's gonna fit. 5-speed will fit, just regular 5-speed, which is, again, I'm fine with that. We just found this truck so much cheaper with 4-wheel drive. So I was like, hey, we'll just make this thing 4-wheel drive. Well, guess what? We aren't.